Okay, this is VinSpeed Mark II. It's just a quick random video trying out a new VTOL. So what mods are on this? Obviously you've got the Infernal Robotics mod on there for the tilt thrust vectoring, and I think that's it actually. What I'm going to try and do is I'm going to take this. This is I just called it the V2. It's a VTOL aircraft. We'll try and land it on the helipad above the VAB. To do that, I'm going to have to take off without using the RCS because I'm going to need a lot of RCS to keep me steady for the landing. So let's try it out. I'm not going to lie, I have tried it out a couple of times, and the only way to take off without using the I know what's happening here is I've got a joystick plugged in. Okay, and I'm going to start that again. Revert flight, revert to launch. Joystick plugged in, and it's messing up the ASAS. So okay, that should be better. And let's launch. No, that's not what I want to do at all. Brakes up, brakes up. Let's try and slow down before we take off, which is not going to happen now apparently. Well, okay, that's right. That's what we need to be doing. So we've done not a VTOL, but a short takeoff and landing, which incidentally is all the Harrier was designed to do. Was short takeoff and landing, but some clever sort realized that actually it was powerful enough to do a completely vertical takeoff and landing, so they just went with that. Okay, so quick look around the aircraft. It's just got it mounts the engine underneath because I found that was probably a bit easier to get the thrust vectored engine directly underneath the center of mass. So actually, you don't need that much. Okay, brakes on. You don't need that much RCS or ASAS to keep it straight and level if your center of thrust is just right underneath your center of mass. So okay, I figured that the secret to landing on those helipads is coming in at less than 10 miles per hour because you'll just keep rolling off the end. And also the brakes are a bit strong on these, as everyone knows, the brakes are a bit strong on these wheels, these landing gears, so you do topple over. And this is a very short wheelbase, as you can see, which probably, think about it now, is a bit of a design flaw. Let's turn the RCS on now, just to give us that little bit of extra stability. And before anyone says, oh, Harry didn't have RCS, well, actually, technically did. It had two nozzles that took air directly from the high pressure turbine. So technically, it might work. So that counts as RCS. Okay, here we go. And X, we're home. Okay, and don't topple over. And there you go. There you have it. A VTOL landed on the roof of the VAB. I have no idea how I'm going to take it off. In fact, I think I might try and do a short takeoff and landing. So set the nozzle to short takeoff and landing. In fact, if I take the brakes off, I can RCS my way back to the back of that ramp. The brakes do grip for a ridiculous amount of time on this. Okay, so I'm gonna just reverse back to the brakes to as far back on this helipad as possible. Give myself as much run-up room, and I'm going to try and do a short takeoff and landing, like you can do off of a carrier if you like. Well, I guess if you have to. We don't recover yet. So put the brakes on, spool up my engine, and then at the last minute take the brakes off, and I've over-egged it. Whoa, okay, so that's moved more vertical than short, but well, that's what you can do. Okay, and then once we're over 70, we centralize that engine and we're away. RCS. This does pull up a bit, so I need to trim the nose on this. Or yeah, I'll trim And what we're going to do is we're going to go back for a landing at the KSC on the normal runway. In fact, here we go. And because we're going so fast, we'll just cut thrust altogether. Just go in on the glide. What you can also do is do a short landing by vectoring the nozzle down. And all that does is it means you don't have to be going as fast when you land, and which means you can use a shorter or unprepared runway. Okay, and we're here. Like I said, I can't really brake too heavily with this because I will just topple over. Okay, and I'm going to come off here if I can without falling over. Whoa! I almost fell over. I was going to go and park in front of the runway, but I'll just park here somewhere on the taxiway. Let's just go for the next flight. And there it is. And because we've got RCS, you can actually maneuver it where you want, but I won't bother. Brakes on. And because I failed to put a ladder on, John Fed can't actually get out. But yeah, so that's VTOL landing on the roof of the VAB. Thanks for watching.